Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. It's summertime, and what better way to celebrate summer than with some summer albums. For me, in experiencing the summer, music can be essential. It gives certain memories, it gives a certain ease, a certain calm in the air, a vibe. So it got me wondering, what are the top 25 best summer albums? And without further ado, I'm gonna kick off this list with at number 25, Jiren Rio. Why is this record gonna kick off the list? Well, I think this record has this beautiful, relaxed, very light air. There's this teenage joy. There's this dreamy summer quality. It also, when listening to this record, I also think about the video clips and the image of Duran Duran, and they were very much the 80s sunglasses, smooth, speedboat kind of group, and that vibe that's in their videos, it goes into the music for me, with the gorgeous opening track Rio, which has this great, very simple and enjoyable energy, and simple in a very good way. I think the word simple is often misused. Simple, direct, joyous. At number 25, Jiren Rio. At number 24, the Rolling Stones' Some Girls. Released on the 9th of June in 1978. Mostly recorded in America, I believe even New York, but I'm not too sure about that. It definitely is a record of its time. Mick Jagger is taking over a bit more, and he senses a change in the air. He senses that the New York nightlife is changing. There is disco in the air. The city is rebuilding. There is hope in the air. People are looking for a better future. It's a creative scene, and that disco, that funk, it brings something out. Now, that is brought into this record with the essence of a cool summer breeze going through the streets of New York. That's my association, very, very light, very enjoyable, with this gorgeous opener, Miss You. I mean, this is clearly Mick Jagger going to that, what's the name of that club? Club 64? 54? Studio 54? I should have known. There's a gorgeous film made about that. But it's that Mick Jagger going through the New York summer nightlife style in there. And Miss You has this gorgeous woo-hoo-hoo, and then Beast of Burden, so many great songs, such a beautiful, light, enjoyable, funky, disco-like rock and roll quality. I love it. At 24, the Rolling Stones' Some Girls. At number 23, this is a band you'll see more often in this video, and I already made the list before the sad news of the passing of Brian Wilson. The kings of summer music are obviously the Beach Boys. And at number 23, I'm putting Surfer Girl. Now, I got Surfing Safari out. Damn. I really want to put Surfer Girl there. These covers look a lot alike. On the other cover of Surfer Girl, you also got the Beach Boys, and it's sort of like beach. So I'm really ashamed that. Nevertheless, this is a good record as well. It has summertime blues, but Surfer's Girl. This position is reserved for Surfer's Girl. Surfer's Girl has this gorgeous early 60s. I'm going to put this one aside, and I'm just going to talk about Surfer's Girl without the record in my hand. beautiful, gorgeous vibe with the highlight that is In My Room, which to me indicates the ambiguity of Brian Wilson. They were singing about beach life. I believe Brian Wilson didn't even surf. Some other Beach Boy members didn't even surf, I believe. But it was a resurvival of surf music, a celebration of California's surf culture. I love to surf, so I truly dig that vibe. But to put the element of In My Room, which is about his reclusive nature, and a darker side to the summer experience, especially if you have some mental issues. Outside there's surfing and inside I am in my room. There's a place where I can go to. Love that. Brilliant album. At number 23, Surfer Girl. At number 22, another album for which I'm not going to hold the cover sleeve up because I've been listening to this mostly digital, and I guess I'm going to buy the record one of these days. But last record store day, I did buy a single of the album. This is a single Getz by Charlie XCX, but of course I'm talking about the album Brat. 2024 summer was dominated by the Brat album. And there may be some viewers here who are thinking, God, that's a hype. You're talking about classic albums here. Why do you put Brat there and the entire Brat summer? Well, honestly, Charlie XCX has energy, vibe, there's sensuality. There is this summer love and she dares to go out there. Even if you're mostly intrigued by older records, you should acknowledge that the domination of the summer of 2024 by that album Brat is in the right place. Charlie XCX owns it, and she sounds exciting. Pop in the last 5-6 years has something to say, has energy, and there is a gorgeous revival of pop music. Let's acknowledge that. So, at number 22, Charlie XCX with Brat and her entire Brat summer. Love that. At number 21, I think this may be the oldest record in the list. Not so sure. No, I think there's one about the same age later on. Getz and Gilberto, Stan Getz and Joao Gilberto, with their album Getz Gilberto. Now, Brazilian jazz. This is the record that started all the elevator music. And the last 2 years, throughout summer, I've been working a lot abroad in different countries, going from hotel to hotel and hotel bar and hotel. How do you say so? Among the swimming pools, and then the style of this record is all around. It has this calm, this ease, this no worries whatsoever. Why don't you just go sit down, drink your cocktail, and listen to The Girl from Ipanema? It is catchy. It's great fun. At 21, Getz and Gilberto. At number 20, a completely different kind of summer experience. Dookie. Dookie has this mid-90s suburban America teenage summer frustration. When putting this on, I think about the film Mid-90s Kid. Even more so, I think about Donnie Darko. That frustrated young man, skateboard. The world is out there in the streets in the summertime. It's hot, and you're frustrated, and you're stuck in life. And summer brings that out so well because, especially in suburban areas, and I grew up in suburban areas in the Netherlands, summertime there is not a lot to do, so you are confronted with, honestly, the stuff they're singing about, do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? That's the kind of vibe. And even within that teenage frustration, there is a certain liberty, there's a certain nostalgia. And it's dumb nostalgia in a way, because if it wasn't good then, why should it be good now in your memory? But that's what nostalgia can do, and Dookie gets to that place of that boring long summer in which you were frustrated. I really love it. Love the guitar here. Love the power. At number 20, Green Day, Dookie. At number 19, Jan and Dean. I mean, I pronounce it like Jan is a Dutch name, you know, so I say Jan. But it's, how do you say it in America? Jan and Dean? I'm not sure. But it's Jan. Come on. Surf City. This, to me, is, of course, the Beach Boys made a resurrection of surf music. But if you go to the core of typical, real surf music, it's this one. It's this beautiful, beautiful, lovable summer record, Surf City. It's so light. It has this beautiful, it has a beautiful emptiness. Yeah, it has this beautiful way of life is easy. There's a surfboard, there are girls, there are long days at the beach in which you don't have to do anything but lay down, surf a bit, have fun, and this record celebrates it. And to me, the experience of the record is even emphasized because about precisely a year ago to this day, I found this one in San Francisco, in what's the name of that big, I believe it's Amoeba. Largest record store I've ever been, and I've been looking for this record for a very long time. Couldn't find it in Europe because I wanted an American original, and then I found it with a song on here called "I Left My Heart in San Francisco." But all these cities, I mean, they are an exploration and an ode to so many cities: New Orleans, Philadelphia, Kansas City, Detroit City, Soul City, Manhattan, Surf City. Honolulu. It is just great fun, gorgeous energy, and I'm gonna put it aside. This is gonna be the record with whom I'm gonna celebrate summer today, because it's a hot day out here when I'm recording this. At number 19, Jan and Dean, Surf City. At number 18, I'm gonna make a jump to yacht rock. From surf music to yacht rock. Yacht rock to me has this summer connotation, because on a yacht, pretty expensive. But what is the kind of cool to get you going? A certain kind of music that has layers, development, is intelligent, but also gets you in this mode to chill. A lot of intelligent music may get you on edge because it demands your attention. Not Asia. Asia is there to just lay back, get that cocktail on your yacht or on the beach. I don't have a yacht. I'm not going to buy a yacht. I do live on an island, so lucky about that. It was enjoy summer, enjoy the sun, enjoy water, and enjoy the beautiful smoothness, the brilliance, and the warmth that is in this album. At number 18, Steely Dan, Asia. We're moving towards number 17, and this is another album that truly defined a summer for me, a rather recent summer, once more. This is, for me, the record of the summer of 2023. Troye Sivan, Something to Give Each Other. Troye Sivan did something quite remarkable with this album. He made this bursting, energetic, beautiful, danceable record filled with all layers of queerness. I mean, the way he is singing about identity and trying to appeal to, I believe, supposedly a heterosexual man on One of Your Girls. It's incredible. But the summer vibe here, it has to do with the summer of 2023, when the video clip of Rush was put online, a video shot in Berlin, and that video has a beautiful summer evening street vibe in Berlin. Parties in Berlin on the streets can go for hours and hours, and everybody's hanging around on the streets and dancing and grabbing IPAs, and it's this beautiful, chilled vibe with people in their 20s and early 30s just hanging around there, partying, dancing. That's in that song, Rush. There's a sexuality, this summer sexuality to it, which is spot on. The record's not too long. It really goes back to the days of the early records. I believe it's about 37 minutes. I love that. I like it when a record is sharp and pointy. And there are so many great songs, so many great beats, vibes. It's so danceable. It's so inviting. An incredible summer record. Wonderful job by Troye Sivan. At number 17, Something to Give Each Other. Come feel the rush. Love that song. Love that song. But the entirety of the album. Love it. From Troye Sivan, it's a big leap towards the Beach Boys once more. Today. Again, Beach Boys already have the beach vibe in their name, in the way these songs are structured, in the beach melancholia or nostalgia. Opening with Do You Wanna Dance, which has this, I love that. Again, I haven't said high school yet. I wanted to say teenage, but I'm gonna stick with high school. This high school vibe. I love that summer connotation here. Good to My Baby, it was a great song. Don't Hurt My Little Sister. Dance, Dance, Dance. Help me run, help me run. Now, there are so many melodies. They are so joyous, sharp, fast. There's a lot of speed on this record. I truly enjoyed. Great record for a good summer day. Summer day at the beach, of course. At number 16, The Beach Boys, Today. At number 15, another more recent record. And this is one of those records that, again, it dominated for me this summer. Not just because I put it all on my record player, but because I heard it everywhere. Harry's House by Harry Styles. Wherever I went, to a beach, to a bar, and in the supermarket, you'd hear music for a sushi restaurant. You would also hear that other Harry Styles song, Watermelon Sugar, a lot. I was somewhat doubting to put that record, which has Watermelon Sugar on it. But then I would have put that one in the list just because of that song. Great album, good album. But in its entirety, this record is better. And for me, as an album, it dominated the summer so much more. The amount of times where I heard As It Was. Great song. Lovable melodies. There's such a beautiful, light-hearted vibe to the entirety of this album, though it never becomes like a lot of the zeros and tens pop music, just plain dumb earworm stuff. No, this is good quality, light-hearted pop. Thank you, Harry Styles, for this album. At number 15, Harry's House. At number 14, Prince, Purple Rain. Okay, I'm gonna explain the summer connotation here. It's in the idea of liberty. It's in the idea of going into a cinema in the summer, watching this film, and being invited into the exciting new world of Prince. The record has this nothing much going on vibe, but a moment of introspection in these American suburbs. Purple Rain to me is a summer rain. I only want to see you bathing in the purple rain. You're only gonna do that in a summer rain. This beautiful, hot summer rain. This purple rain may have been called summer rain in my opinion. In the entirety, this is a masterpiece of a record. And it has this cool summer vibe to it. Love it. At number 14, Prince, Purple Rain. At number 13, one of the masterpieces of pop, Taylor Swift, 1989. This should not be meddled with. Taylor Swift made such an energetic 80s style summer pop fest with this record. It's unbelievable how many great songs it contains and how vibrant, light, joyous, festival feel it has. Opening of Welcome to New York, which in my head I immediately visualize again with this summertime in New York feel, when you're in a car with an open roof and just hanging open, and the summer in the city is drawing you in, and there's energy and there's hope and there is the idea of anything can happen. And that's what this record opens with. Then you get a song like Blank Space, beautiful, danceable melody. I see girls dancing to it in the summer, outside in the summer when I listen to that song. Style, about Harry Styles. Yeah, it's about Harry Styles. But I'm not going to be a Swiftie who's going to talk about all the relationships and stuff. And well, I'm not going to do that. Out of the Woods, Summer in the Woods. All you had to do was shake it off. It's so fresh. It's so summer-like. Every one after these songs after another. I mean, great summer pop tunes. I'm even thinking, should I have put this higher on the list? I should have, but it's not. 13, Taylor Swift, 1989. And it's hard to compete with what's coming after this, because for me, this record is Summer in California. Hotel California. Even just taking a look at the title track, that sense of driving through a highway, through the desert, in the summer. And I've associated summer in this video a lot with being free, but the summer can also be pressing and captivating. And that's what Hotel California speaks to me about. How to dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat, and there's this feeling of being stuck in the warmth, in the madness of your mind, in this apocalypse now kind of universe. But it's not Vietnam, and it's not a mental institute. It is California in the summer. It's a hotel, and you're stuck there. And there's the entirety of the record is just brilliant. There are also lighter songs here, but this has this dark element of summer time, of summification to it. At number 13, Eagles, Hotel California. At number 12, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus. I mean, talking about liberty. Talking about a record that immediately takes you to an island like Jamaica, although it's of course recorded on another island, United Kingdom. It's I believe it was even recorded in London. So listening to it, you can place yourself in the original surroundings of Bob Marley or the recording surroundings of Bob Marley. I can also envision a nice park in London. I spent the summer in Vauxhall, and that feeling, the London summer parks. A beautiful, brilliant sounding record, rather complex, but really so much energy and sincerity put into it. Energy put into getting calm, having a nice drink, perhaps having something else, and really getting into this satisfying, lovable vibe with Bob Marley. And it's more than just a chill. It is a masterpiece of recording, of composing, of working together as musicians. But it does work towards a certain chill. Also, about certain ideas. There's depth in here, but the overall element is summer chill. I love it. At number 11, Exodus. Gonna move towards the top 10 here. At number 10, Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. Summer-wise, this record is hot. Really sweating hot. Those, as the record says, hot summer nights. It's a beautiful song. You took the words right out of my mouth. Hot summer night, but with this gorgeous opener, which you offer your throat to the wolf, and putting those words into a teenage hot summer night reference. I love that. Because it takes the listener or the teenagers there talking about very, it's very sincere in that regard. They take it very serious. Problems, sexuality, going where you would like to go. Meatloaf here takes it very serious. You can also hear that on the song "Paradise by the Dashboard Light," of course. An epic song about how do you get to the point of you're out there in your car with a girl and she's not sure, he is sure. How are we gonna get there? And I just see this image of this old American car on that hot summer night with a can of Coca-Cola or a milkshake in the front of the car, and there is tension, there's desire, but there is also not too sure. There's something unsatisfying, and there is also teenage anger, and the hot weather just makes it worse and worse. Everything is enlarged by the hot summer feel. That's what this record has. I mean, it leads, all those frustrations lead to a Bat Out of Hell. Great song as well. Love it. And I'm imagining this late 70s mid-America suburban vibe somewhere on a cliff. I love it. I love it. I gotta put this record on again one of these hot summer nights. At number 10, Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. At number 9, I do not talk about soundtracks that often, but I should right now. C'era una volta il West, also known as Once Upon a Time in the West, by Ennio Morricone. Now, whatever way you put it, a Western soundtrack belongs in a list with top 25 summer albums. Because a good Western soundtrack can bring you to a place of being alone with the heat. And what are you gonna do? And that's also one of the things that you have a lot with summer holidays. I mean, you go to a new place, you're in a strange location, and then you are there, not knowing where to go, a new countryside, a new area, and it's hot. People may have left the place because it's too hot or because they went on a summer holiday themselves. That cowboy feel, that's on this record. There's so much more because, I mean, this is one of the great soundtracks of all time. But the way this record opens with the vocalise, I'm not sure how to say it in English, but that voice that just carries you along the prairie, across the sand, in a desolate landscape where there's nothing but sand and heat. But there's romance. There is a romance to that moment. That's just brilliant. The entirety of it is brilliant. The harmonica, all these songs. are brilliant. And on a hot summer night, when you're alone, sometimes one of the best things you can do is get a spaghetti western, get a cool can of beer, and just be sweating in front of your television. That's what you can do with Once Upon a Time in the West. At number 9. At number 8, another yacht rock record, and another one by Steely Dan. This one, Can't Buy a Thrill. Why Can't Buy a Thrill? Because it's got all the things I've been talking about of Asia, but with a little bit more excitement. There's a difference between sitting on your yacht. I don't have a yacht. Never even been on a yacht. Or your balcony, whatever, where any of those yacht rock places. Sitting there alone with a cocktail and enjoying the summer. And this is the one you can put on when friends are coming over. Are you reeling in the years? So many incredible songs. Do It Again. I mean, the vibe. All these elements sound-wise there that just make it so summery, nice, a celebration of summer freedom. Oh, I love it. I'd love to put this one on again, but I'm in competition with Jan and Dean. I'm gonna put both on. At number 7, Love Forever Changes. This is one of those records that screams the summer of love for me. Basically, it's released in the summer of love, 1967. But when you look at the opening track, Alone Again, or there is such a beautiful, light naivety to it. This record seems to be so convinced of the hippie dream of the hippie summer. These songs are about summer. For example, Bummer in the Summer. Yeah, it's simple as that. A joyous celebration of hippie summer. Being young and exploring stuff. Being very hopeful. This record, one of the, in my opinion, big hippie records. It's so good. So much going on. But the entire tone, the entire vibe. This is just great. Love Forever Changes on number 7. Now, number 6. Obvious choice. Neil Young, On the Beach. Yeah, this record shouts summer. And although I wouldn't say this is a light-hearted album, most of the records in this list are light-hearted albums. This was not a light-hearted area for Neil Young. And the thing is, beach vibes, summer vibes, especially for me personally, they are not always, at least actually pretty often, not that lighthearted. I'm a freelancer. I always have to work in the summer. I haven't had a summer holiday in years. I've been talking about summer holiday feelings here, but it's mostly a desire and something I recognize from movies. Sometimes from my youth, because we did go on holidays when I was a child, but ever since I've been a grown up, so the last 17, almost 18 years, I don't think I've ever been on a summer holiday. So you do go to the beach. I go to the beach. I like to surf. I spend time on the beach, 3 days on the beach. I live near the beach. So the beach is an element of the summer for me, but not freedom, no care in the world. A lot of cares in the summer. Well, Revolution Blues, Ambulance Blues, Vampires Blues. Neil Young's got enough blueses in the summertime. And honestly, I think blues and the summer and Neil Young, they correspond perfectly. At number 6, Neil Young, On the Beach. We're going to the top 5. 2019's NFR. I can't. That's a silly thing about YouTube. I can't say what the F stands for, but my video will be shown less if I truly pronounce it. So it's Norman Rockwell. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at the back, it says dash dash dash, but anyone knows what the F stands for. What's the summer vibe of this album? Why on number 5? Why so high on the list? Well, let's start with the cover here. I mean, I think there is a romance, a sailing, obviously a sailing romance, a summer romance, a water romance, a taking a day off next to the. I really love this picture. I mean, and the detail here, next to the city and spending your free time on the water. Obviously, that's in the cover. That sense of summer in the city is also on the record. As a matter of fact, there are songs here called Venice. Well, I immediately think of Venice Beach, California. But there's also, In the Skies, a beautiful, beautiful cover version of Summertime. Summertime and the living's easy. This is not even the Lana Del Rey record that has Summertime Sadness. I was actually thinking about adding that one to the list, but same thing as with Harry Styles. Great song, great album, but the entirety of Summer Vibes on a record is this one. There is also Lana Del Rey is Miss Nostalgia, and a good summer nostalgia is so present here. It has this light-hearted summery vibes, urban city type of vibes. It has a darker vibe, especially for a song like Hope is a Dangerous Thing for a Woman Like Me to Have, but I have it. Masterpiece of songwriting, one of the best songs of this century. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Masterpiece, great summer vibe, brilliant album from 2019. You cannot miss out on this one. Masterpiece. At number 5, Lana Del Rey, Norman Rockwell. At number 4, Marvin Gay, What's Going On. To me, this record, I'm not sure if it's because of it's a combination of the tone of the music, of the way the trumpet and I believe it's a trumpet, can sound, the lightheartedness in the horns, the entirety of the vibes. If it is the smooth, soothing voice of Marvin Gay, or is it the soundscapes that you hear, but it brings me to again New York or other American cities in which you just walk on these hot days where these water fountains on the streets. Are there fountains? Children are playing in the water. That kind of vibe. There's this Do the Right Thing kind of vibe on this record, which, I mean, Do the Right Thing is one of the best summer films ever. It's one of the best 80s films, and it's got a lot more to say than just summer. Same thing goes for this one. It's got a lot more to say than just summer. As a matter of fact, it's a stamp in the time, and it's a really remarkable record in that way. But there is summer vibe, strong summer vibe, strong hot summer vibe, and Marvin Gaye made a masterpiece. At number 4, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. At number 3, this to me is hippie romance, 60s romance, ease, friendliness. The Mamas and the Papas, If You Can't Believe Your Eyes and Ears. Strange thing is that I associate a lot of the songs with Californian summer. But for example, California Dreamin'. The song itself takes place on a winter's day, but it's dreaming of California in the summer. So I'd much more associate it as a summer song than as a winter song. The song Spanish Harlem, I mean, that's summer. Got a Feeling, so beautiful, so lighthearted, so melodious, so troubleless. Straight Shooter, great vibe. Monday. Oh, Do You Wanna Dance? Go Where You Wanna Go. So many incredible songs here. So many joyous, happy summer vibes. Also, the band the Mamas and the Papas is one of those groups that, in my opinion, doesn't have any threat. You know, perhaps if you take a look at all the bands that ever were, some bands are dangerous and some bands have no edge whatsoever. Well, the Mamas and the Papas is one of those, and I like that for summer. At number 3, the Mamas and the Papas, If You Can Believe Your Eyes and Ears. At number 2, yeah, the Beach Boys, Bad Sounds. This one just hits me harder right now after Brian Wilson just passed. This has always been one of the masterpieces that I loved, but that I still love it. But now that Brian Wilson is gone, he was at the epicenter of this masterpiece, and because it just passed away, I find it hard to embrace the lightheartedness of this record, because this is one of those records that is complex but light, lovable, and hopeful in its lyrics and its emotions. Side 1 opening with Wouldn't It Be Nice? This teenage thinking about when I'm older and I would love to marry, and the idea of a summer romance, growing up and growing old together. You still believe in me? Then that's not me. Don't talk. Put your head on my shoulder. Such a beautiful love song. Put your head on. It's so good, and the way it's pronounced, the way the intimacy on the voice, it's so good. I'm Waiting for the Day, Sloop John B. That's a summer boat song. God Only Knows. Should I say anything else about God Only Knows? Everybody knows that song is brilliant. Caroline, no. There is nostalgia on this one, though. I just wasn't made for these times. Poor Brian, but a beautiful summer record. And number 2, Bad Sounds. Number 1, for me, the ultimate summer album. No, it's not gonna be Sgt. Pepper's. I've seen some summer albums lists online. Of course, I do some research, what other people think, and Sgt. Pepper has been put on top of that a lot of the times. I don't think that playing Sgt. Pepper during summertime adds anything, and all these records have a new layer that's already in the record, but it just gets out when you play it during summertime. Sgt. Pepper's is great any time of the year, and just the fact that it was released in summer isn't strong enough for me to put it on this list. And as a matter of fact, Sgt. Pepper Summer had one album that does have that, and an album that I think is competing with the brilliance of Sgt. Pepper's even. And summer adds a layer. I'm talking about the Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle. What kind of summer are we talking about? British summer. Summer in London. Summer in London during hippie times. When hope is in the air. When youth is talking. And there's so much love going on. A Rose for Emily, for example. That's one of those songs with a dream-like quality. Musically, so much stuff is going on, and it's such a rich song. All these songs here. But the highlight for me, summer-wise, technically, is the last song. Time of the Season. Over the last couple of years, that song returned every time in my summer playlist. When I want to get the sense of a very cold glass of Coke with ice cubes, or cold beer, a good IPA. Too cold to get out of the tap, but almost at freezing level from a bottle, in a glass, a frozen glass, and to sit in the hot sun. That to me is time of the season. That's total coolness, total liberty, and a freedom that only exists in a song. Time of the season. These are my ultimate 25 summer albums, and I'm very curious. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great summer. Bye.